We're at Supercar Sunday. That's why you see Porsche Woodland Hills, Porsche Woodland Hills. So we're doing our What Did Addy Bring segment. Nice. And I was just telling everybody that because of your decision and the support from the Howard Tenenbaum, Howard Keys at Porsche Woodland Hills, the amazing team that we have
with Bear Claws.
We have a weekly event that brings together the entire car community. And I got to give credit where credit's due. Without Scott Stanley and Porsche Woodland Hills, we wouldn't be here. I'll give you a little background I really never talk about, but it's very expensive to be here. We pay for the location, we pay for the sheriffs, we pay for the bathrooms, we pay for the janitorial, and it is a major investment in the community.
Yeah,
call it what it is. Car community.
It's not just Porsches.
And Scott said, we want to do this for the community, and it's a tremendous event. We get everybody out here. You know, you name it, they're out here, from celebrities to people that have 1 or 2 cars, to 100 cars, to no cars.
Or 150 cars.
Yeah, or 100 plus cars. And it's all about passion, love, community, and friendship, and that's what we do out here. So now we're gonna get back to Addy, who...
We appreciate you, Dustin. Well... It would not happen 19 years.
Well...
Coming on 20.
You know, I've got a buddy who, we'll just say he's high-level military. And he says, you're only as good as your team, you're only as good as the people around you. And I can honestly say, especially after the event yesterday that you had at the new store, it was such a heartfelt, sincere event that brought so many people together. The feedback was tremendous. And I'm lucky to be surrounded by wonderful people like yourself, Scott. And that's a true story.
Thank you, sir.
You want the light to go off?
Whoa. This window doesn't want to go down. Okay.
Okay. There we go. So this is something a lot of you folks don't know, is that if you have a classic convertible and you're a car person, you do exactly this. I've seen so many guys get out, and then I've seen, for example, Alan in the Chevy Club with his 64 Impala convertible, what he'll actually do is put a towel in here.
He's right.
So the plastic doesn't
get a crease.
Yes.
Right?
That's what he does. So there's nuances to every type of vehicle out there, and what a car. You know, this would be...
What?
This would be another great car for Motor for Toys, where we could fill it with stuffed animals.
Right? Yep. It's going to be a little easier when it warms up a little bit.
Yeah.
To put it on. See how nice these are? Over down here.
That's a car. That's a lot of
It's
car.
iconic, this thing. This is, if you Google Elvis Presley 59 Cadillac, there's an article. He had a Biarritz. A Biarritz
Sure.
is one model above this. It's an Eldorado Biarritz convertible.
When you drive this car, do you put on music from the 50s? And
Of course.
Addy's taking care of business.
Yes. Yeah. And
you know, I lost a bet to Addy, Scott, a couple weeks ago. So I've got to buy him lunch somewhere in Malibu. It's got to be vegan because he's vegan. And I'll have a vegan meal too in honor of Addy. But we're going to take the 959. Ooh. So maybe if you want to come down and join us, I'll pick up lunch for all of us as a small token of appreciation. Here come more Porsches. They're pulling in. You got to love it. So yesterday in the world, it was the 75th anniversary of Porsche. There are Porsche events everywhere. Every dealership in the world.
Dealer in America.
In America. Yeah. Every single one.
Everybody that turned out, and we're still giving private tours. If anybody wants to contact me, I'll take you through the dealership.
Love it. Are you paying attention?
yes, there was an event in every dealership in the United States or throughout the world, right? For the 75th.
We had Addy.
Huh?
We had the 959 and Addy.
Really? There was not a 959.
Not another pearl.
But you know,
yeah. Pearl white, no, but maybe other.
And there's that beautiful hat.
See?
Thanks for wearing that today.
Yes, of course, of course. And Look at an iconic automobile.
So you might buy that.
928 GTS.
He drove it yesterday.
Maybe I drove it yesterday. You know what? It's not quite a Porsche.
What is it?
It drives differently. It feels differently. It feels heavier.
Addy, you only have a 959. What do you know about Porsche?
I do.
What do you know?
Okay, I'll tell
What do
you.
you know?
I'll tell you. So they decided one day that they're going to move the engine from the rear to the front, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. And they made the 924, 944, 928. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So, not a bad car. This, and it was one of maybe the fastest car at the time on the road. But it's an executive car. You want to show you? Come on.
Let's do it. Okay. Scott, feel free to jump in.
No.
Your guys' knowledge of Porsche is much better than mine.
It's not really a race car. It's an everyday car that you would drive. Seriously.
Okay.
It's comfortable. You know, it's easy to get in and out. You can be any size person probably to get in. You take it on the autobahn and you go, I don't know, 120 miles per hour or whatever it is, and it will do just fine.
That's just on the on-ramp, by the way.
So, you see, unlike the other one, other Porsches, engine is in the front. It's probably a 5.4 liter or something like that? I think. So it's a V8. Okay, you paying attention?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a V8. He thinks it's a 5.4 executive, 120 mile per hour on the on-ramp. The engine's in the front.
That's what it is.
Versus.
Now, it was not a big hit in the United States. As it came here.
So you know what's interesting? What year is this car?
Maybe 92? 4.
Okay.
94.
So I had a friend. We were just out of high school, and we had very fast cars. And his sister. Her sister's husband got this. The sister's husband got this car, and he borrowed it for the day, and he was crazy. He was absolutely crazy, this guy. Maybe crazier than you.
Okay, that's possible.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
It's possible, though.
I'm a little bit crazy.
Okay, look. Here.
So he took me for a ride in this car, and I was blown away back then at how fast it was.
It's
And
very...
it didn't have that air-cooled sound. It had more of a throaty V8 muscle car sound, if you will.
It feels like a General Motors almost, or a BMW or a Mercedes, you know? It is not quite...
Yeah, but Ferrari's got the front engine cars, the V12 cars, right?
I didn't say that they don't have cars that feel like a either.
Right.
You know? Can we open it?
Yeah, please.
It's aluminum, no?
Yes. This was going to be the car that was going to replace the 911. That's what was slated to do.
So that's what happened. But then came a CEO, I think he was an American. He said 911 would live forever. That was what he said. And this thing was not a big success in the US because the US market wanted 911 with a rear engine and the air cooled. So they said, okay, if 911 would live forever, we're gonna build the 959. Then there was a problem because the 959 was too powerful to be just air cooled. So there was a discussion between engineers and salespeople. Salespeople say air cooled. Engineers say we can't get it just to air cool with so much horsepower. So they did a combination. Block is air, heads are water.
Really?
Yes. I have 2 temperature gauges.
Wait a minute, you have a 959?
I do, yeah.
Come on.
But yes.
I thought you have a Cadillac.
No, I have a Cadillac and 959. But a 959 was to show the world what Porsche can do.
But there's no way you have an XJ220.
I do.
Oh.
So no, in
there's no way you have a dump truck.
I have a dump truck. Yeah.
And a
So the
tank.
959. So the 959 was Porsche's way to say we're gonna build the fastest car in the world.
Okay.
And they built 2 different ones: a Comfort with a K, and a Sport. The only difference between the 2 is they removed from the Comfort the radio, the air conditioning, all that stuff, made it just a little bit lighter.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Which is
And
yours? Which is yours?
Mine is a Comfort.
Okay.
Now the other thing were the suspension. The Comfort were hydraulic suspension. It would go up and down, and the Comfort would just coil over. Now the car was actually built in the intention to race in Group B rally.
But you don't have any Group B rally cars.
I do have Group B rally cars, but we'll get to that later. But what happened to Group B rally? By the time that Porsche finished,
I have some rusty old muscle cars that don't run, that need paint.
By the time Porsche finished the 959, there was no more Group B rally.
Did you invite him?
Oh, he's invited. Come on.
Okay.
She's the mayor.
You pay attention. What happened?
He's the mayor.
So listen.
He's the mayor.
Supercar Sunday.
Oh,
Okay, you're not
jeez.
interested. Anyway, 959 was the fastest car.
So this is, hold on. So this is how it works. We have a Supercar Sunday family out here, and that's really what is unique about this event is we all give each other a hard time, but it's all friendship and love and passion and sharing. And I like to make Addy get frustrated and smile because that's when his best smile comes out.
Okay, so we're gonna finish.
I've been waiting on you.
Okay, so these two versions, although one was lighter, was only 2 miles per hour faster.
Oh.
197 for the sport, 195 for the comfort. So it wasn't significant. Then Ferrari was upset. Say, impossible that Porsche will have the fastest car in the world. We're gonna build a car faster.
But wait a
than
minute,
that.
you have the fast.
I don't have
at
the
the
Ferrari.
No, at the time you had the fastest car from Porsche.
Yes.
The Jag said we're gonna outdo everyone. You have the XJ220.
Yeah, but we have to fill
But
the gap
where's
in the
that?
middle.
Where's the F40?
I can't afford it anymore. So F40 came right after that to take the title from the 959
Okay.
and did at 202 or 204 miles per hour. Then Jaguar said, you know what? We're gonna build a faster car than Ferrari. So they had the Saturday club, they called it,
Okay.
and these were the engineers Saturday designing this car, this specific car, the XJ220. And they came out, people may know or don't know that the number of the car XJ220,
The mile per hour is supposed
the
to.
miles per hour, it never made it to 220, it made to 217.2.
They should have added a little air to the tires and gone downhill with the tailwind.
I
Downhill
don't
with the
know-
tailwind, right?
I don't know if it ever made it to 220.
I thought
on
I
official
thought
record.
That okay, that I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
The problem was always also with the XJ220 tires,
Yeah.
because they were two size tire and they were just specific for the
Right.
car.
Right.
And
Twin turbo
they-
V6.
yeah, people don't know, or maybe they do, that the engine that was supposed to go in the XJ220 was the XJR15 V12.
Oh, that's
That
interesting.
big engine.
Too
So
heavy.
when they advertise the car, they say V12 in the back, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, and scissor
All-wheel
door.
steering.
That was the advertisement. Okay, they did not deliver what they promised. So they took a Group B Raleigh Metro engine and put in the back the V6 and stuck 2 turbos on it.
But we're talking about the car with the front right now.
And we're talking about now an XJ220.
I thought we were talking about the Porsches.
We shifted to an XJ220.
That's like 20 minutes ago, or 220 minutes ago.
I just don't pay attention.
You don't.
Pay attention. I don't pay attention.
So that's what happened.
But you had fun yesterday.
Now, let me finish with this. Remember that Jaguar? So Jaguar was sued, lost, had to pay back all the deposits
Okay.
and punitive damage. That's why Ford had to go and bail them out. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. That the XJ220 was the reason for one of the reasons of Jaguar going bankrupt almost.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, this company almost went bankrupt too,
A couple times.
a couple of times.
Boxster saved it.
The Boxster, yeah, they.
So let's just shift gears since we're here.
Okay.
So Scott, this is available at Porsche Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
How many miles? It's like 30,
35,000.
35. You drove it yesterday.
I drove it.
How did it drive? Beautiful, right?
Look, yeah, it is a different concept. It's an everyday car.
Well, now it's a collector car. Now
Okay,
with
so-
with this
It's
provenance.
a better design. This, in my opinion.
Oh, Carl, get in here.
this
Get in here,
better
Carl.
than
Come
the
on.
original.
So Carl's also Carl's also a Porsche expert. So this is what 35,000 mile car.
Correct,
It-
94, it's a GTS, but the thing about these cars is, he touched on it briefly, this was the 911 replacement. Porsche was giving up on the 911.
I never knew that. Yeah.
And this, when it came out, and they had different variants as they go through, this being the GTS, but as they go through and do what they were doing, they thought the future was front engine V8,
Sure.
not rear engine air cooled. And they wanted to be a little bit more of a luxury and a sports combo. So this is your GT, basically, that ran for 10 years, 11 years? Well, no, from late 70s to the late 95 was the last year, I believe. So, and I don't know the name of the gentleman, but when they went through the board of directors on what cars are going to be approved, what's not going to be approved, one gentleman stood up and said the 911, he said, the 911 stays.
Forever.
It's just going to be
Such
part of the
iconic
lineup.
car. Yeah. You can't.
But this was going to, knock it on and store and replace
I had the
it, but it's-
opportunity to pick up a couple 911s I was selling for somebody, and you know, financially for me, it would have been a stretch. They're used cars, but I blew it on one of them. Man, did I blow it. I need a Porsche.
So these are starting to get a little bit of attention. The 9 and the other front engine car that we have, a transaxle car like this, is the 924, 944, and 968s. They're also starting to get the attention. I think what happens is collectors have just run up so much of the 911 market. Now it's kind of trickling into the other cars as it typically does.
Right.
So that's where these.
But the mileage on this is so low.
It's so
it's unbelievable.
Low. Yeah, it's an automatic.
Because these cars were driven. People who own these cars pretty much drove them. Like Addy was saying, they were daily drivers.
Yeah, you could drive it every day.
Yeah.
Automatic transmission, front engine V8.
Yeah, that's what my friend had, yeah.
And this particular one, the owner is a
fast.
local guy here in the valley. He did an upgraded, the receipts he says, you know, came out to about $10,000, but it's a beautiful sound system that's in this car. So if you're an audiophile, this has got the top of everything.
Right.
Sounds great. Very nice job that, you know, for the subwoofer enclosure. We just picked this up, so pardon its condition. We haven't gone through it yet to clean it up. And
Well, it's in
get
great shape.
everything
It's in great
order.
shape, yeah.
But it is, yeah.
Collector grade.
It's fine the way it is.
Very, very much so. Then on the other side, the 89 Speedster that we just acquired.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a beauty.
How many miles are on this one?
This one's got
This is a car, boy.
yeah, this has got, I think, 7.
So what is this being offered at? Do we know?
Hi, good morning.
7,000 miles, 89.
How many miles?
7,000 miles.
7. Yeah, 73, 7,400.
Yep. 89.
What year?
911.
Wow. Wait, 7,000 miles?
7,000 miles. Beautiful.
7,3 zeros.
Oh, you hit the.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, from the Porsche Club. Yeah, Dick was there. Yeah.
I was introduced to him by her girlfriend.
7,000 miles. Where'd you find this?
John George, he's doing a great job for us.
7,000 miles.
And Chip was
All new specialty
bought a
division.
Cayman
Thank you for
manual.
yesterday. It was a great time. It's very nice.
Then,
Wow. Impressed by it.
2 years ago.
All right.
2 years ago.
I'm going to sign off and go back to this because we got a lot of people around and we got to get a lot more video and I'm running low on battery. So more to come.